The Colorado Avalanche scored 15 seconds into the game on a Brent Burns shot. And technically, you could have shut the game off after that because that's all they really needed, even though the Predators outplayed them. But we're going to talk about it on a new episode of Locked On Avalanche coming at you.
You're Locked On Avalanche, your daily podcast on the Colorado Avalanche. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Locked On Avalanche, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I'm your host, Chris Micieli. With me, as always, Mr. Zach Pearson. Thank you for tuning in, making this your first listen of the day, and for making the Locked On Podcast Network the number one sports podcast network in the country. Always appreciate it. If you want to get in on our conversations and join our subtext, the link is in the show notes below. Chat with us one-on-one, get your opinion, everything Avalanche related, and share it on this very podcast. We'll definitely dive into the subtext comments on this 3-0 win for the Avalanche a little bit later. But yeah, we're just going to start there. Zach, I have Avs escape Nashville because they do, and I don't really think that was the thinking going into this one. Avs are rolling. Nashville is not. Nashville just came back from halfway across the planet.
Right.
And I mean, I don't say just came back. This was their first game back, which I thought they had played one since coming back, but I know they give those teams like a little bit of a break from coming back, but still, so maybe they needed a little bit of time to get going. Nothing could be further from the truth. That was a energized team, and they gave the Avs everything that they could handle. And yeah, it was a Brent Burns shot right off the bat. And again, here we go with a goal in the first minute of the game, which just seems to be the Avs MO for whatever reason, which is crazy. But when that happens, you're like, oh, like, here this is just the start of a shellacking. And then no, it wasn't. But the Predators just could not get anything back past Mackenzie Blackwood.
Exactly what my thought was too. So like, get everything set, settle in. I'm like, all right, excited to watch this game. I get a text from my buddy. I pick up my phone. I look at that. I set it down, and they've scored. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? And I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, this is just going to be an Avs roll, win this game, no problems whatsoever. And then Nashville decided, no, that's not what we're going to allow happen. And that first period was basically all Nashville and Mackenzie Blackwood. And Nashville just pressure. They almost tripled the Avs in shots at the end of the first period. I mean, everything about that was just
16-6.
Yeah, so almost tripled in the first period.
Yep.
Like, it was a lot of credit to Nashville. They came out with a purpose tonight. They came out planning on playing one heck of a good game. Roman Josi, I think, this was his first game back for a while. He played pretty well, I thought. Saros had a really good game for Nashville. So I like a lot of credit to the Predators. They played a good game. I can't believe that, like you said, again, 15 seconds in, we're within the first minute and the Avalanche score. It's the 5th time this season, 5 times that's happened. And I don't know the last time there has been a game-winning goal 15 seconds into the game.
Crazy.
That just seems
crazy.
Absurd.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the stats right now, and it's funny because they have the Predators at 8 blocked shots.
Okay.
Which like that's fine. Like that's not a lot. But where the Predators were just doing their work was preventing the Avs from defensive zone exits.
Yeah.
It was incredible how many pucks that the Predators were knocking out of the air, keeping into their offensive zone, not letting the Avalanche have a rush up the ice. It was great. Like, the defensive mindset for the Predators was on display.
Yeah,
it was insane. I can't even, if I thought of it, I'm like, maybe keep track of it. It's not really something you go into a game thinking like, oh, they're going to knock all these pucks out of in their offensive zone. it just seemed like the Avs just struggled all game long to get the puck out of the defensive zone. And I give them credit on the other end of it, because like you have those turnovers, and a lot of times when you have those turnovers in the defensive zone, they turn into a really good offensive chance for that team. And they did a few times, but Blackwood was there to just shut everything down. He made some really good saves. We'll get to him in a little bit, but it was one of the more frustrating, weird, whatever word you want to throw out it wasn't smooth. Nothing about it was really smooth. Picked up as the game went on. It was a little bit more open ice. I thought the Avs started getting like better looks, but when they were not burying them, you did have the mindset of like, oh man, I wish they got that one, because as well as Blackwood was playing, it just had the vibe of the dam's going to break at some point for Nashville. It never did. It never did. And it's just wild to see, like, this team is finding ways to win. They do it dominating. And hey, if they're going to start winning games where they don't play their best game, yes, I know it's Nashville, but Nashville played a very good game. It wasn't like the Avalanche were just fumbling over themselves. Right. Nashville put up probably their best effort of the season. I don't know. I don't watch them every game, but you'd have to think it was close to it. But man, like if the Avs can find ways to win games like this, when are they going to lose? I say that
know
full well they will, but
eventually.
You just feel you walk out of this game like, hey, it wasn't their best game, still found a way to win.
So I mean, as far as the Avs did have some good spots. Jack Drury, I really thought should have scored right there in front of Juuse Saros, but the puck just kind of fumbles on him, and Saros is able to get back into position. Nathan MacKinnon, I think him and Nachos both had opportunities to shoot. Nachos on the power play specifically. And like the MacKinnon pass up to Landeskog, or attempted pass up, actually that one was a good pass over to Landeskog. The Nachos to MacKinnon was the one that got broken up. But McKinnon's pass up to Landeskog, I would probably be okay with if they were shooting more often otherwise. But the Nachos one, at some point, I just feel like you got to change that mindset and stop being this try to pass to the open guy. Yeah, that probably would have been a goal if you can get that pass through, but those passes don't get through because teams know that's what you're going for. Start just putting them on net. The more, like, just pepper them. Just put all of the shots at the goaltender, especially on the power play. And I feel like you're going to break this. I don't think the power play looked horrible again. It didn't look great tonight, but it didn't look horrible. PK looked good at least, but I mean, it's the same type of thing that we're always talking about is power play doesn't score yet again. And I mean, I think with your 2 power play opportunities, that would have gone a long way to making you feel a little less Blackwood pressure through that whole game if you can just convert on one of those. So I mean, there's a lot of things that I like. There's a bunch of things I don't like about this game, but when you can skate away with a win after a performance like that, just like you were saying, that it just makes you feel good about where your team is at.
Yeah. The Natchez one that you're talking about, when he I'm totally in agreement with you. And when it's a game like this, and that things are a struggle right now, it's you're lucky to have the lead and you're playing with the lead. When you have opportunities like that, you have to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
and it's not like it wouldn't have been a bad shot for him. I'm not saying like, oh, if you just have time and space, no matter where you are, fire the puck on net. No, I'm not saying that, but he was in a perfect position to shoot that puck.
Agreed.
And it's one of those things where if it worked out where he did get that pass over to MacKinnon and he fires it in the net, we're like, oh yeah, it's a brilliant play. But when you're not getting a lot of chances because you weren't up until that point, and you have an opportunity, fire away, man. Agreed. Fire away, because they were getting sticks in the lanes, they were getting sticks on pucks, like I just said, all game long. So I'm not taking that risk. No. Of firing a puck, cross ice to get it to our best goal scorer. I understand all that, but I'm not doing it because they've been blocking everything. Yeah, they've been getting sticks in the lanes of everything. So when you're that close, just take the shot.
Well, like it's to me, that felt like it would have been a high danger shot. He's up close on the goaltender with nobody in between him and Saros. Plenty of room for him to elevate that puck and try to go top shelf, maybe into the far corner. I mean, everything about that feels like, and nobody was necessarily, I mean, he wasn't all by himself, but
No.
for NHL standards, he's pretty much by himself.
Yeah.
I yelled.
Yeah.
So I yelled at the TV. I'm like, shoot the puck. And then he passes it. And I do agree, though, because I have no idea had that gone in off of a McKinnon goal. That's like a highlight reel goal. And we're probably sitting here talking about how amazing that is.
Yeah.
I shouted shoot the puck before he passed it. I don't know that I would have brought that up had they scored, but I definitely did yell shoot it before.
Yeah. It just things were just not going the way that things have been going for the Avs. Just, I said, like, and that's a big credit to Nashville, but
yeah,
so early on, and they would just, when they would get the puck into the offensive zone, a lot of times they're just on a dump in, they'd lose the puck battle against the boards, and they'd go right the other way.
Every puck battle, it felt like.
They were. It was just, it wasn't pretty. Like, you had that one, was it on a power play when Cale Makar just skated like right into, it was almost like right down in between the dots.
Yeah.
Nobody in front of him, and the puck gets blocked. It doesn't even make it to Saros.
I thought that was it a deflection, or did he just shoot it wide? Because I thought
it was a deflection. No, it was deflection because the puck, it went the other way. I'm almost positive.
I thought it went past Saros and then bounced down. I know which one you're talking about, though, because afterwards, it was either Mosier or Riker were like, "Oh, it's the parting of the Yellow Sea."
Yes,
it really did feel like Nashville went, "Cale, please shoot on our goaltender."
Yes, like, why are you doing it to anybody in this league? But to let Cale Makar do that, of all people.
Yeah,
like, when that happened, those two plays, the Nate just wanted the same thing. I was like, shoot it. And then the one with Cale, he just gets it closer and closer and closer, and I'm like, I'm like, this one's going in.
Yeah,
and it was Nick Perbix who stuck something out.
Did he get the deflection? Okay,
he got a deflection. I'm like, what is going on here? And then I think it was Ross Colton went for the one-timer whiffs.
Yep. Oh my gosh,
just like
a complete whiff.
Just totally the opposite.
Burns had another stick blow up on a one-timer.
A few of them.
Or on a shot, anyway. I don't remember if it was a one-timer. But, I mean, like, this did feel like there was... The Avs should have taken some more advantages. There was a lot of bad bounces that just didn't go the Avalanche way this game, though, too.
Yeah. But they come out with the win, and the big reason for that is because of the play of Mackenzie Blackwood. So let's get our first break in, and we come back. We'll talk about him because big game. He needed it too. So we'll do that next. Let's hear from Rugiet, and let's get real. Making excuses doesn't solve anything, and we've all heard them before. It's just stress. I'm tired, or it happens to everyone sometimes. But when it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra support, and that's where Rugiet comes in. Rugiet.com offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED designed to help you stop making excuses and start making moves. So visit Rugiet.com/LockedOnNHL to get 15% off of your first order. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNHL. Don't forget to use the promo code LockedOnNHL so they know that we sent you to them. Rugiet, stop making excuses and start making moves. So Mackenzie Blackwood hasn't been playing a ton. He was injured at the beginning of the season, but by the time he came back, Scott Wedgwood has just been dialed in this year, so he's been their go-to. You knew Blackwood was going to get a game this weekend with the back-to-back. He gets the first game of the back-to-back and pitches a shutout. First shutout of the year for the Avs as a whole. So obviously his first shutout too. But you wanted to see this type of performance from him. Not only did he need it just maybe as a confidence booster, but the longer you have two goalies in tandem, if they can play like this, that clearly just makes your team stronger. So it's good to get him in the flow, I guess, if you want to say, of the season, because he's only played this was his 4th game, I think.
Yeah.
4th start. So yeah, they got to get him going. Nothing like a shutout to get a goalie going. So I thought, it wasn't like one of those games where, like, I mean, you heard us talk about in the first segment. It wasn't just like a walk in the park where it was less than 20 shots on goal and, all low danger chances. He was getting peppered. He had to make some big time saves, and he did. He was great.
He was ridiculous. The first period, just looking at the stats on Natural Stat Trick, they've got high danger chances for, in all situations, 9, 4, and 4 per period for Nashville. So that's 17 high danger saves he made, which is fantastic. I thought it was less in the first period, but they've bumped that up from where I looked at it before. And he was on point, and there were a lot of saves that were just good positioning, looked kind of basic. I don't think he made anything crazy, highlight reel, athletic, acrobatic, stand on the head too much, but he did a really good job pushing back and forth, following everything the Predators could put together to do. I mean, that, like you said, it's exactly the type of game he needed, especially as he's still kind of, I believe, expected to be the number 1 goaltender. Like, still a 1A, 1B situation, but he's still expected to be the 1A. And this is exactly the type of game he needed, because Wedgwood, Wedgwood has 100% stepped in and been like, no, I am a starter caliber goaltender in the NHL, and I will prove it. Yeah. And Blackwood needed this to
he's got to catch up to him.
Yeah,
he does. He really does. I just want to make a slight correction. I mean, yeah, the high danger chances don't necessarily mean saves. So, while they did have the chances were
chances,
16.
Not shots.
Yeah. They had 16 high danger chances, which is a lot. I don't know how many saves he had on those. I can look on Money Puck for that. But to have 9 in one period. You're good. No. But it's a lot. It's a lot. To have 9 in one period is crazy. I mean, the Avalanche had 9 all game.
High danger shots against for Blackwood on Natural Stat Tricks, 13. So 4 less.
Okay.
So, I mean, still pretty.
That's crazy.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. So so he had to be on his game, and it's a lot to ask someone who has not played a lot, who you're expecting a lot out of. Hey, we're gonna lean on you, and you got that kind of feeling like after that Brent Burns goal, like the excitement of that kind of died down as this first period is going on, and you're like, they're not playing so well. Nashville's playing a little better than they are, and as it went on, you were like, okay, this is going to be one of those games. It's going to be one of those games. You're going to need to rely on Mackenzie Blackwood more than you probably wanted to. But hey, he's up for the task, and he was good. He was really
and this is the game where I much prefer being able to say this in the Avalanche favor. Nashville got goalied tonight.
Yeah,
and there's been plenty of games where I feel like the Avs got goalied. Nashville got goalied, especially in that first period. Especially then, because everything just seemed like it was breaking Nashville's way. Plenty of opportunities, plenty of shots. You just had the one goal off of an insane Brent Burns shot, and then Mackenzie Blackwood makes every save through the first period. And I agree, it was feeling like it was one of those games.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lines. And the Lehkonen, McKinnon, and Landeskog line, which was out there for quite a bit.
On the top line.
That line was good in terms of Corsi and Fenwick, 9-4 and 2 against. Every other line, and they were mixing and matching, but every other line was with below 50% or below in your Corsi for percentage. Nielsen, Bardakov, and Poland was at 6-4, 6 against. So that's right at 50. Everything else was below. Olofsson, Drury, and Parker Kelly really struggled. Of course, for a 4 and of course you have against 16. So while your depth has been great this year, struggled in this one a little bit. And you got guys that are out. I get it, but
yeah. Which I'm actually really surprised to see that one because I thought Jack Drury overall had a really solid game. Parker Kelly had a couple of spots that I think were a little bit of a struggle. Drury, though, I think played a really
good
good
game.
game. Yeah.
He did.
Not at all surprised that the Lecky, McKinnon, Landeskog line, an 81.8 Corsi 4%.
Yeah.
Like,
they were good.
But the Lecky,
And-
McKinnon, Nachos, only 4 minutes, but a 10% Corsi 4.
Yeah.
They did not have a great one.
And it's one of those games where, like I said, while it's okay, this is turning into a grind, this is turning into a struggle. I usually, when it's that type of game, I look to your top guys.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, your depth guys are going to grind, but I'm not looking at them to take this game over and to tilt the ice back in your favor. I'm looking at your top guys. And you have them, obviously, your McKinnons and your Natchuses and your Makars. And I thought they all had pretty good games, but they weren't able to do that. They were not able to completely say, okay, enough's enough. Let's take this game back.
Yeah.
They were not able to do it.
They weren't. One, I mean, the fact that Nathan McKinnon didn't have a shot on goal until the very end of the game is wild.
Yeah.
At least he's 100% shooting percentage tonight, so we'll take that.
That helps the stat sheet. All right, let's go to the last break in. Some more stats and graphics I want to bring up. Hockey stat card we'll look at, and some things over at Hockey Viz, and then we get our sound checks as well, and our people from Subtext are going to chime into this one. We'll do all that after this. We got FanDuel, and the NBA is back. There's no better place to get in on the action than, of course, FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. So even if you miss start of the game and want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. Keeps every game exciting, especially when your team is making a late push. And are the Nuggets making a late push? Are they playing as we're recording this?
They are playing as we're recording. They're currently up at right this moment, 73-66. So they're still doing well. The Sacramento Kings, which is they're a 3-13 team, and the Nuggets are 12-3. So they should win this game.
I just feel like the Sacramento Kings are either, and I could be wrong on this because, if you watch this, I don't watch a lot of NBA. They're either like terrible or they have that year where they're like the best.
Yeah.
They're like yin and yang. They're never like in the middle, like that number 6 or 7 team. They're always like horrible or the best team in the league. It's just from an outsider perspective. It's kind of what I feel like with the Kings. Could be wrong on that, but
honestly, I don't know. So you could very well be right, but
we'll just
the Nuggets should absolutely finish out this game tonight.
Okay. So if you wanted to, you should have put your first $5 on that game. You still can. Well, you can if you're listening to this because it's long over. But you can do that just in general terms. You can put that $5 bet on a game during the game. And if it wins, you get $300 in bonus bets right into your account. Of course, if you are a new customer, and you can head over to FanDuel.com right now to sign up, play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All right, I want to bring up the hockey stat card for this. So if you're watching over on YouTube, we'll share that one. If you're not, don't worry. We're still going to bring it up. There's your card for the Avs. Not bad for a team that didn't play their best game. It's like, I'll take that. It's not horrible. you have like McKinnon is all over the place.
Right.
Offensively, he's fine. Defensively was a little bit left to be desired, but see, they changed the colors on the stat card. So what's the teal color now? Is that team defense or offense? I think it is. Which
Yeah.
it struggles. You know what I mean? So, but again, when you have a game like that, most of these are going to probably going to the left, but they're not. So you have Jack Drury all the way at the top as your number one forward. Brent Burns is your number one defenseman. There's Sam Malinski again, right towards the top of your D-men. He just keeps trucking along. So
And Gabe Landeskog, we said it after the last game that he's looking better and better. He continued that trend tonight. I thought he looked really sharp, and Hockey Stat Cards tends to agree with me on this one.
I just want to take a look. Like there's your Nashville one. It just doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense that, a lot of these guys are in the negatives as for their game score. And for
See,
a team, I think a lot of it has to do with not being able to score.
Yep. I think there's that, but also, I mean, like you were saying, Perbix had that great shot or that block on the Makar shot. Brady Shea had, I thought, a phenomenal game. Blankenberg also played a really good game. I think the defense was more of the driving force, and this would back me up on that. Yeah. Like, Nashville's defense was really solid tonight.
Yeah, it really was. It showed on shots on goal. I mean, that's where it's, wasn't a lot. Wasn't a lot for the Avs. I mean, it picked up towards the end. I thought this game started way down here for the Avalanche. Well, it started up here because you had a goal 15 seconds in, right. But then it started to kind of just the style of game started to kind of trend towards the Avalanche late in the game, and they couldn't get another one past Saros. So I don't know what are you going to do? Yeah.
I'm so glad, like we said, that we can say Nashville got goalied and the Avs were able to do that. There was a few points towards the end of the second, mid of the third, where I was like, oh no, Saros is going to goalie the Avs and they're going to put some stupid ricochet bounce past Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Mackenzie Blackwood's post because that ping was loud.
Yep. There was a post. So this one, I always like looking at this one again, just because it kind of shows how guys play just as a visual. And wanting just to kind of explain it, like this red line down the middle. If you're above that, it's where you want to be. If you're below it, it's not really where you want to be. All the names in blue are Avalanche players. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And well, these guys up here, that's that Bardakov, Poland, Nielsen line. You can kind of get rid of that. So really you have 3 guys that are above that line in Drury, Landeskog, and Taves, who I thought Taves struggled. I mean, he had those 2 penalties, but one I'm okay with.
I was going to say the interference penalty when he lost his stick there. If he doesn't take that, that's very possibly a goal. I was okay with that one.
Yeah. I mean, it was Kale who was there to kind of pick up the puck, but he didn't know that. I mean, so I think it's like that, in basketball, guys, a breakaway, you're just going to follow. Or in football, you're just going to commit a pass interference because the guy's just got you. You know what I mean? So it was one of those things where, okay. But if you just look at this, everything is pretty much just below that red line, which means, that's a little bit of a struggle for these guys. Not used to that. So
no. And again, I think that's a lot of credit to Nashville. The Avs may have come out a little flat. I don't think I was overly impressed with a lot of everything I saw, again, especially in the first period. But I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, the Avs just played terrible, and that's the only reason Nashville was in it. I want to give them credit. They played a good game.
Yep, definitely. Let's get to some subtext, people, and we'll get to our sound check here. Shorzy says, a win is a win, but did they deserve it based on the quality of play? He says, hot take, no. I don't agree with that, Shorzy. I never a win is a win. I end the sentence there. If you don't play well, you're not going to give those points back. It's not like, right. So, yeah, I think any win is a deserved win. I will say that, but I get the sentiment here. I think, and I don't want to be spoiled because the Avalanche have been playing so well and winning like all these games and be like, wasn't up to the winning standard, so we don't deserve those points.
Correct.
This was a battle. Like they battled to get those points, and sure, Nashville's probably saying like, oh, we deserve to win that one. And the Avalanche are not sitting here saying like, well, we deserve to lose that one. I'm not going to say that. So was it their best game? No, but they battled to get those 2 points.
If there are no moral victories in professional sports, then there's no moral losses. So if you can't be like, oh, well, we did lose, but we played a really good game and we deserved the win. You don't get the flip side of that either. Like, the Avs won, and a win is a win.
Mark says, yeah, it was the worst game of the season, and yet we still managed to win. Perfect by Simple Plan is his song that he's picking here tonight.
All right.
Because they were nowhere near our expectations for the level of play, and they know it.
I'm sorry I can't be perfect. I like it. I dig it.
See, I knew, I kind of had the vibe that this was going to be, I'm only 2 comments in. I haven't read all these yet, but we've gotten spoiled, people. We've gotten spoiled. The Avalanche have spoiled us to this stage of the season, in that if they are not pristine,
yeah,
we're coming down on them. Man, we're there. All right. Let's see. Katie says, give Mackenzie Blackwood a gold medal. He went beast mode tonight. Absolutely. Adam says, all wins count the same, but that one felt dirty. Kudos to Blackwood. That's a win. Okay. Like I could phrase it that way and be okay with it. I can be okay with it. I like that one. Let's see. Dan says, love how McKinnon goal came on fading words of how rare it was he hadn't had a shot in the game. Were they saying that as he made the shot?
Mosier was literally talking about McKinnon not having any shots on net, and then
he got the shot.
And then it was like right after that, it was the empty net, and he gets the shot on goal. Yep.
Oh, that's too funny. That's really funny. So, what do we got here? Electrician Ziggy goes, first star of the game, Blackwood. Second star of the game, Blackwood. Third star of the game, Burns. And the honorable mention, Blackwood.
Nice.
So, yeah, no, he was much needed tonight. So that's where we're going to go with our sound check, where we each pick a song that summarizes the most recent game and put these songs up on a playlist over on Spotify and on YouTube Music. You search for LOA Soundcheck. Volume number 5 is where these ones are going on. What do you got for this game?
All right. Nashville, country music capital of the U.S. So I went with, by a country music artist I definitely enjoy and got to see live, Kane Brown, and I'm going with country classic.
Okay. You said to me before we recorded, I can remember how you phrased it, but you were like, I don't know the styles that I listen to, so you're not sure if I'm going to know this one. I do not listen to country music.
I had a feeling you didn't. Yep.
Ever. So I know sometimes people get excited when the Avs go play in Nashville. Not me. Carolina, Nashville, like not Nashville. Not country music is like my soccer.
Okay.
It's so boring. I cannot get into it.
Not for everyone.
No.
Not for everyone.
I appreciate the fact that they play their oin instruments, though. I'll at least give them credit for that.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Yes. At least they are talented that they can play an instrument. Just not my cup of tea. But
fair.
I'm sure that song is fantastic in the country world.
I enjoy it.
Okay. All right. What was it called again? Throw it out.
Country classic.
Okay.
And because if you're in the heart of country music, it's a country classic tonight.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, I mean, I don't think you're calling that game a classic by any stretch.
No, the game's not a classic. I'm just saying,
yeah,
because they won. I was trying to go country music and rub it in Nashville's face a little bit.
It works. It works. I went the route of Tom Morello,
and that's always a good choice.
One of my favorite guitar. I mean, well, he's part of one of my favorite bands of all time. So when he went out on his own, and started doing solo stuff. He was known as the Night Watchman.
Yep.
And he came out with some albums, and he came out with an album called The Fabled City. The lead single off of that album is called Whatever It Takes.
Okay.
And that's what I'm going with on this one.
Nice.
That's what you had to do.
I think it fits.
Sometimes, yeah, I think it fits perfectly. Sometimes you're going to have those games where you're off of your game. Credit to the opponent for knocking you off of your game, but you found a way to do it, and how you did that is with whatever it takes. So there you go.
I like it. I dig
There's our
it.
2 songs. So perfect. All right, that is going to wrap this thing up. So we'll be back tomorrow. I've got another one in Chicago, which, by the way, a back-to-back, obviously, but the second game starts earlier than the first game.
So
I don't know
less
how
than
often that
24
starts.
hours. I don't think it's very often.
By an hour.
Yeah, it's
So
the 5 p.m. Mountain tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't think, I thought there was something in the rule book about that. Obviously not, because they're not doing it, but I thought it had to be 24 hours, but maybe it's 23. Who knows? But I have to look it up. So yeah. I mean, if they lose, would just clearly use that as the excuse.
100%. If they lose, it is the NHL schedule makers completely.
It's a baked-in excuse that we already have in the oven. So, all right. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about that one. So make sure you're tuned into that. But for now, we're going to wrap this one up. So thank you for tuning into this one and making it your first listen of the day. Always appreciated. He's Mr. Zach Pearson. I am Chris Micieli. This is the Locked On Avalanche podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow, where, of course, you have made it through another 24 hours, where Sidney Crosby's that much closer to being with the Colorado Avalanche.